If you're over the age of 60, there's a particular sleeping position you should seriously reconsider, as it may be slowly and silently damaging your heart while you sleep. This isn't about finding the perfect mattress or the plushest pillow. It is about the fundamental geometry of your body and how it interacts with gravity for the 8 hours you are meant to be in a state of recovery. This common position directly affects your breathing, your blood flow, and could very well be the hidden reason you wake up feeling tired, dizzy, or inexplicably short of breath. It is crucial to understand that this fatigue isn't just an inevitable consequence of your age. It is often a direct result of the position your body is forced to maintain during sleep. Stick around, because learning to simply turn the right way in bed could make a world of difference to your health, your energy, and your longevity. Once you're over 60, your sleep position transcends being a simple matter of comfort. It becomes a critical component of your survival strategy. As we gracefully age, our bodies become less forgiving. The joints stiffen, circulation naturally slows, and the heart, our relentless workhorse, has to pump harder to keep everything running smoothly. What might have been a harmless sleeping habit in your 40s or 50 seconds could now be placing a significant, silent stress on your entire cardiovascular system, not to mention your spine, your lungs, and even your brain. And yet, night after night, millions of seniors fall asleep in positions that exacerbate these age-related challenges, making everything worse without even a whisper of warning. Think about the profound irony of it. You lie down to rest, assuming your body will use this time to repair and recover from the day's activities. But what if the very way you're positioned is slowly compressing your chest cavity, reducing the flow of life-giving oxygen, and forcing your heart to beat harder than it needs to? That isn't rest. That's a prolonged state of strain. And over months and years, that strain accumulates, leading to tangible health problems. Left side, right side, back, or stomach, they each come with their own set of pros and cons, but for aging bodies, those pros and cons are dramatically amplified. After the age of 60, the body's innate ability to compensate for suboptimal conditions during sleep starts to decline. The spine loses some of its youthful flexibility, making it more susceptible to misalignment. The lungs don't expand with the same effortless ease, and circulation through the legs and arms can become impeded, depending on how pressure is distributed across your body. What most people, and even many healthcare professionals, fail to emphasize is how profoundly sleep position affects heart function directly. Certain positions can physically compress major arteries and veins, hindering blood flow. Others can impair the full, deep movement of the diaphragm, which is essential for efficient breathing. Some positions are notorious for increasing acid reflux, a condition that does more than just cause heartburn. It indirectly taxes the heart by triggering a stress response. Over time, this poor sleep posture isn't just linked to morning fatigue. It's scientifically associated with an increased risk of hypertension, atrial fibrillation, and even congestive heart failure. You might feel perfectly fine right now. You might even be sleeping soundly through the night, but your body is diligently keeping score. A position that reduces your body's oxygen saturation by just a few percentage points may not be drastic enough to wake you up, but it does force your heart to pump harder for hours on end. That's the physiological equivalent of asking your heart to run a quiet, slow-motion marathon in the dark, every single night. This is precisely why your sleep position matters more after 60 than at any other time in your life. You are no longer just managing comfort. You are actively managing pressure, circulation, airflow, and the stress placed on your internal organs. A crucial part of disease prevention for the elderly is recognizing these seemingly small lifestyle factors that have a cumulative impact. It's about taking control of your health in a proactive way. Regular health checkups are vital, But what you do in the 7 to 8 hours between those checkups is just as important. Your mental health is also deeply intertwined with your physical rest. Waking up chronically unrested can contribute to feelings of anxiety, low mood, and a general lack of motivation, creating a negative feedback loop. If you don't take control of your sleep posture now, the consequences will eventually show up, not in your dreams, but in your waking life, with symptoms like persistent fatigue, shortness of breath upon minimal exertion, an irregular heartbeat, and potentially much worse. But here is the empowering good news. A simple, conscious change in your sleeping position could unlock a level of rest you thought was lost to the past. It could lower your heart strain, improve your body's oxygenation, and help your cells recover far more efficiently. If there is one position that consistently shows up in clinical studies and medical literature as the worst for seniors, it's sleeping flat on your back, a position technically known as the supine position. It might feel natural to you. It might even be the way you've slept for the majority of your life, a familiar and seemingly comforting posture. But after the age of 60, this position quietly and insidiously becomes one of the most dangerous for your cardiovascular and respiratory health. The reasons for this are grounded in basic physics and the physiological changes that accompany aging. When you lie completely flat on your back, the force of gravity pulls your tongue and the soft tissues at the back of your throat downward and backward. This action narrows the upper airway, sometimes significantly, and dramatically increases the likelihood of obstructive sleep apnea, a serious condition where your breathing repeatedly stops and starts throughout the night. It's crucial to understand that sleep apnea isn't just about loud snoring, though that is a common symptom. It is about the repeated interruption of oxygen flow to your brain and every other organ in your body. Each time your oxygen levels drop, your brain sends out a panic signal, forcing your body to compensate. Your blood pressure spikes, your heart rate becomes erratic, and your adrenal glands release stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol over and over again. Imagine going through a mini fight or flight episode every few minutes for the entire night. This isn't restful. It's a state of chronic, low-grade biological panic. Over time, this nightly ordeal can lead to chronic hypertension, cardiac arrhythmias, an enlargement of the heart muscle, and even an increased risk of stroke. Now add the realities of aging into this already volatile mix. Seniors already contend with less elastic blood vessels, a slower recovery time for their heart rate after exertion, and a naturally decreased lung capacity. This means that the effects of poor oxygenation during sleep are far more severe and damaging. In fact, numerous studies have shown that older adults with untreated sleep apnea are significantly more likely to develop atrial fibrillation, a dangerous irregular heartbeat that can lead to the formation of blood clots, heart failure, and other severe cardiovascular events. And the number one sleeping position consistently associated with worsening this condition is lying flat on your back. This underscores the importance of discussing sleep quality during regular health checkups, as what happens at night directly impacts your daytime health metrics. But the assault on your system doesn't stop there. The supine position also creates a perfect anatomical pathway for stomach acid to creep up the esophagus, leading to nighttime gastroesophageal reflux disease, or GERD. That reflux doesn't just disturb your sleep with a burning sensation. It can inflame the airways, disrupt your breathing pattern even further, and increase the workload on your heart as your body reacts to the discomfort and inflammation. It becomes a vicious cycle of distress, all being triggered while you believe you are in a state of rest and repair. This is where nutrition for the elderly plays a critical supportive role. Consuming large, heavy, or fatty meals close to bedtime can significantly worsen acid reflux. A well-designed menu for the elderly would emphasize a lighter evening meal, consumed at least 2 to 3 hours before lying down. Simple choices like a small bowl of soup, some plain Greek yogurt with berries, or a few whole grain crackers with a slice of turkey can provide necessary nutrients without overloading the digestive system and exacerbating reflux issues. So, if you consistently wake up feeling tired despite getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, if you wake up with a persistently dry mouth, a sore throat, or a pounding heart, or if your partner has mentioned that they notice long pauses in your breathing during the night, this could be the underlying reason. And fixing it, or at least significantly mitigating it, doesn't necessarily require a pill, a complex device, or an immediate doctor visit. It begins with the simple, empowering act of changing your sleeping position. Of course, it's worth noting that there are some medical exceptions. People with certain severe spinal conditions, or those recovering from specific types of surgery, may be medically required to sleep on their back to maintain alignment and promote healing. However, this is always under the direct guidance of a physician. For the vast majority of seniors, especially those already managing high blood pressure, existing heart problems, or a tendency to snore, consciously avoiding the supine position can be a genuine game changer for long-term heart health and overall vitality. Even gentle physical activity like a daily walk or chair yoga exercises can improve overall muscle tone, including the muscles of the airway, and promote deeper, more efficient breathing, which can provide an additional layer of protection against the risks of this sleeping position. But the foundational step remains recognizing and altering this nightly habit. If sleeping on your back silently places your heart under duress, then what is the best and safest alternative? The consensus among most cardiologists, sleep specialists, and geriatricians is compelling. Sleeping on your left side is one of the most heart-protective sleep positions you can adopt, especially for seniors. This might seem like a small, almost insignificant shift in your nightly routine, but the physiological effects are both profound and powerful. Let's explore what happens inside your body when you make this simple change. First and foremost, you are fundamentally altering your heart's relationship with gravity. When you sleep on your left side, your heart is positioned slightly above many of your other vital organs, allowing gravity to assist, rather than hinder, blood circulation. The aorta, the body's largest artery which carries oxygen-rich blood from your heart to the rest of your body, arches to the left as it leaves the heart. By aligning your body in a left side position, you reduce the physical resistance your heart has to pump against to circulate blood. This means your heart doesn't have to work as hard during the night. The result is less pressure, less strain, and greater overall efficiency for the most important muscle in your body. Second, this position has a significant impact on your respiratory system. When you lie on your left side, your lungs can expand more freely and fully. This facilitates better oxygen intake and significantly reduces the risk of shallow breathing or the apneic episodes we discussed earlier. For seniors who may already be dealing with mild sleep apnea or a naturally reduced lung function, this benefit alone can make a massive difference in how rested and clear-headed they feel upon waking. Proper oxygenation throughout the night is not a luxury. It is essential for cognitive function, cellular repair, and maintaining stable energy levels throughout the following day. This simple positional change can directly contribute to a sharper mind and a more resilient body, forming a cornerstone of effective disease prevention for the elderly. Third, sleeping on the left side dramatically improves digestion and reduces acid reflux. Your stomach naturally sits on the left side of your abdominal cavity. When you sleep on your left, gravity helps keep stomach acid and its contents where they belong, preventing them from flowing back up into the esophagus. This simple mechanical advantage can significantly reduce nighttime heartburn and help you stay in the deeper, more restorative stages of sleep. This is particularly important because chronic acid reflux at night does more than cause discomfort. It can increase sympathetic nervous system activation, which quietly keeps your heart and body in a more alert, stressed state, undermining the very purpose of sleep. To further support this, consider your evening nutrition. A menu for the elderly that is heart-healthy and sleep-supportive would include a light evening snack like a small banana, rich in potassium and magnesium, which can help with muscle relaxation, or a warm cup of chamomile tea, known for its calming properties. Avoiding spicy, fatty, or highly acidic foods in the hours before bed complements the benefits of left-side sleeping perfectly. But the benefits don't stop there. An area of growing research has found that left-side sleeping also improves lymphatic drainage, particularly from the brain. The lymphatic system is your body's natural detox and waste removal network. During sleep, a specialized component of this system, known as the glymphatic system, becomes more active, flushing out metabolic waste products and toxins that accumulate in the brain during waking hours. Some of these waste products, like beta-amyloid proteins, are linked to the development of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. For older adults, whose natural detoxification processes may be slowing down, anything that enhances this natural cleanup overnight is a tremendous boon to long-term brain health and cardiovascular recovery. In sharp contrast, sleeping on your right side can have mixed or even negative effects. While it may feel comfortable, some studies suggest it can compress the vena cava, the large vein that brings deoxygenated blood back to the heart from the lower body. This compression might slightly restrict blood return, a particular concern for people with existing heart issues like congestive heart failure. Furthermore, if you're someone prone to heart palpitations or irregular rhythms, you may find that the sensation is amplified in the right side position. Now, it's essential to be realistic. You don't have to spend 8 hours perfectly locked and rigid on your left side. That's an unrealistic expectation for anyone. However, making a conscious effort to start your night's sleep in that position, perhaps using a supportive body pillow to maintain alignment, or even slightly elevating your upper body with a wedge pillow while on your left side, can make a measurable difference over time. To make this position even more comfortable, consider incorporating gentle evening yoga exercises into your routine. Simple stretches like a seated spinal twist or a gentle cat-cow pose can release tension in the back and hips, making it easier for your body to relax into a side sleeping posture. This is a simple, free, and incredibly powerful strategy for taking proactive control of your health. If you've spent your entire life sleeping primarily on your back or stomach, the idea of switching to your left side might sound uncomfortable, daunting, or even impossible. But here's the reassuring truth. Your body is remarkably adaptable, and making this switch can be surprisingly easy with a few smart, strategic tweaks to your sleep environment and routine. The key is to stop trying to force the change through sheer willpower and instead start gently guiding and coaxing your body into this new, healthier position. Your first and most important ally in this transition is your pillow setup. Most people who struggle with side sleeping are simply using the wrong kind of pillow for their head and neck. To sleep comfortably on your side, you need a pillow that perfectly supports the space between your head and the mattress, keeping your spine in a straight, neutral line, not slanted or kinked. A pillow that is too flat will cause your head to collapse downward, straining your neck. Conversely, a pillow that is too high will push your head upward, straining your shoulder and potentially trapping nerves. Look for a medium to firm pillow specifically designed for side sleepers, often with a contoured shape or a central dip for the neck. This crucial support makes side sleeping not just bearable, but genuinely relaxing and comfortable. Now, let's address the positioning of the rest of your body. A common issue with side sleeping is the tendency for the top leg to slide forward, twisting the lower back and putting pressure on the hips. To stay comfortably and stably on your left side throughout the night, The solution is simple. Use a full-length body pillow or place a regular pillow between your knees. This small addition works wonders by aligning your hips, pelvis, and spine, which dramatically reduces pressure on your lower back and makes it far less likely for you to instinctively roll over. Your body craves symmetry and balance. When you provide it with the support it needs, it will naturally stay put for longer periods. If you find you still roll onto your back during the night, here's a classic but effective trick. Place a rolled-up towel or a small, firm cushion behind your back, tucked against your spine. This creates a gentle physical barrier that discourages you from rolling flat onto your back without being so obtrusive that it wakes you up. In the past, some people have even gone so far as to sew a tennis ball into the back of an old t-shirt. The purpose isn't to hurt yourself, but to provide a subtle and comfortable feedback signal that trains your subconscious mind to avoid that position. Think of it as a gentle sleep reminder. For dedicated stomach sleepers, the transition may take a few more days, but it is absolutely doable. The main challenge for stomach sleepers is recreating the feeling of pressure on the front of their body. You can achieve this by using a wedge pillow to elevate your torso slightly, or by positioning a second pillow against your front side, essentially hugging it. This creates the illusion of pressure on your chest and stomach, helping your brain feel grounded and secure as it does during stomach sleeping, but without the detrimental spinal twist or chest compression. Another practical tip is to focus on starting your night on your left side during the most critical sleep window, the first 2 to 3 hours after you fall asleep. This is the period when you spend the most time in deep, restorative, slow-wave sleep. Even if you shift your position later in the night, you've already given your body a solid, uninterrupted window of heart-protective rest. Regular health checkups often reveal issues that are exacerbated by poor sleep, so making this change can directly impact the results your doctor sees. It also helps tremendously to create a pre-sleep ritual that mentally and physically reinforces your goal. Spend the last 15-20 minutes before turning out the lights lying on your left side while you read, meditate, or listen to soft music. This practice creates a powerful physical and mental anchor, gently reinforcing the new position as safe, comfortable, and normal. And here's the most empowering news of all. Your brain is incredibly trainable, even at 60, 70, or 80 years old. In fact, because seniors often experience more brief awakenings during the night, each of these moments presents a new opportunity to consciously reposition yourself back onto your left side. With consistency, your body and brain will start to prefer this new posture. The position that once felt awkward and foreign will begin to feel like home, the natural way your body wants to rest. This is not just about comfort. It's a proactive step in your mental health care, as better sleep quality is directly linked to improved mood and cognitive function. By taking these small, manageable steps, you're not just changing a habit. You're fundamentally improving your body's ability to heal and recover each night. Left side sleeping is a powerful first step, a foundational change that creates the optimal physical environment for overnight recovery. But when you combine this intelligent positioning with one specific evening ritual, you create a comprehensive recovery routine that doesn't just protect your heart, it actively helps to rebuild it, strengthen it, and support your entire metabolic system while you sleep. This isn't a fad or a complicated regimen. It's a simple, science-backed strategy. What is this ritual? It's the strategic consumption of a dose of slow-digesting, high-quality protein, taken approximately 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Specifically, we are talking about casein protein, not the more commonly known whey protein, and certainly not soy or other plant-based proteins for this particular purpose. Let's break down exactly why this is so critically important for the aging body. During sleep, your body enters a natural, prolonged fasted state. There's no food, no incoming fuel. For younger individuals, this isn't a significant issue. Their bodies have robust hormonal responses and ample muscle reserves to bounce back quickly. But in older adults, that overnight fast becomes a hidden, insidious threat. During these hours, the body can slip into a catabolic state where it begins to break down its own muscle tissue for energy and essential amino acids. This age-related muscle loss has a clinical name: sarcopenia. Sarcopenia isn't just about feeling weaker. It's a primary driver of frailty, loss of independence, and increased risk of falls. What's more, this nightly muscle breakdown accelerates recovery slows, and the heart, which is itself a specialized muscle tissue, becomes more vulnerable to stress, inflammation, and nutrient depletion. But here is the science-backed solution that directly counters this process. Casein protein is unique in how it is digested. It forms a gel-like substance in the stomach, which is broken down very slowly over a period of 6 to 8 hours. This provides a steady, timed release of amino acids into your bloodstream throughout the entire night. These amino acids are the literal building blocks for your muscles, and they support muscle preservation, cardiovascular recovery, and metabolic regulation while you sleep. It's the physiological equivalent of having a slow drip for of essential nutrients, feeding your body drop by drop, precisely when it would otherwise be starving and breaking itself down. When you pair this nutritional strategy with the practice of left-side sleeping, you effectively double the impact. The left-side position optimizes your heart's physical positioning, reduces the risk of acid reflux, and enhances circulatory efficiency. Simultaneously, the casein protein floods your system with the exact nutrients needed to repair tissue, support muscle synthesis, and regulate your blood sugar levels overnight. Together, they create a metabolic environment that is profoundly protective, deeply restorative, and perfectly aligned with how your body is actually designed to heal. Think about what this does over the long term. Better muscle retention means a stronger body, better balance, and most importantly, a stronger heart. A stronger heart pumps more efficiently, which can contribute to lower resting blood pressure and reduced oxygen strain on the entire cardiovascular system. Improved overnight recovery translates directly into better energy levels, faster healing from minor strains or injuries, and less of that familiar stiffness in the morning. And the benefit of enhanced blood sugar regulation cannot be overstated. It significantly reduces your risk of developing insulin resistance, which is a major driver of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and cognitive decline in seniors. This powerful combination is especially effective if you are incorporating any kind of exercise for the elderly into your daily routine, even something as simple as a brisk walk or some gentle chair yoga exercises. During the day, movement sends the signal to your body to grow and strengthen. The pre-sleep casein then provides the essential building blocks overnight to actually carry out the repair and building process. You don't need to consume a full, heavy meal. A single scoop of high-quality micellar casein protein powder mixed with water or unsweetened almond milk is sufficient. Or, if you prefer whole food-based options, low-fat cottage cheese or plain Greek yogurt are excellent choices as they are naturally high in casein. Whichever you choose, aim for around 30 to 40 grams of protein containing at least 2.5 grams of the amino acid leucine, which acts as the primary trigger to initiate muscle protein synthesis. This isn't just a tip. It's a comprehensive strategy grounded in the nutritional science of aging. When you stack a smart sleep position with smart nighttime nutrition, you make a fundamental shift from passive aging, where you are simply a victim of time, to proactive recovery, where you are an active participant in your own health and vitality, night after night, compounding the positive results over time. So you've made the commitment. You've diligently shifted your sleeping position to your left side at night, perhaps with the aid of a new pillow. You have added that crucial scoop of casein protein or a bowl of Greek yogurt to your evening routine. But how do you actually know if it's working? The results may not show up with flashing neon lights or a dramatic overnight transformation, but your body will absolutely start leaving you clues. These are quiet signs, subtle but significant improvements, and clear signals that a profound level of recovery is happening under the hood. The key is learning to listen to your body and recognize this new language of wellness. The first and most noticeable sign will likely be how you feel in those initial moments of the morning. This isn't just about whether you got enough hours of sleep, but about the quality of your physical state upon waking. Do you rise out of bed without that old, familiar stiffness that used to greet you? Do your joints in your knees, hips, and shoulders feel looser, more lubricated? Are your legs less heavy, as if a weight has been lifted? These are the first tangible signs that overnight inflammation is going down and that your precious muscle tissue is being preserved and repaired, not broken down for fuel. Think of it this way. Your body's nightly repair crew finally has both the optimal working conditions. Left side sleeping and the necessary raw materials amino acids from casein to do its job properly. You may also begin to notice that your heart rate feels calmer upon waking. It's not racing, it's not pounding, it's just steady and serene. That's a direct result of your nervous system spending less time in the high alert, fight, or flight mode, and more time in the restorative rest and repair state, which is governed by the parasympathetic nervous system. Over a period of weeks, you might find that your overall resting heart rate, a key indicator of cardiovascular efficiency, begins to drop slightly. A lower resting heart rate is a fantastic sign that your heart is becoming stronger and more efficient, needing fewer beats to circulate the same amount of blood. This is a piece of data worth tracking and sharing with your doctor during your next regular health checkup, as it's a clear marker of improved heart health. Another powerful signal is experiencing fewer nighttime awakenings. Left side sleeping, combined with the slow-release protein, helps to stabilize blood sugar levels and prevent the acid reflux that are two of the most common triggers for those frustrating middle-of-the-night wake-ups in older adults. You may find you're sleeping more deeply and with fewer disruptions, even if your total hours in bed stay the same. This more consolidated sleep is crucial for cognitive function, allowing your brain to effectively cycle through all the sleep stages necessary for memory consolidation and cellular cleanup. Then, there's the undeniable change in your energy levels the next day. So many seniors resign themselves to accepting low energy as a normal, unavoidable part of aging. But it is not. When your muscles are being actively preserved overnight, when your blood sugar is stable, and when your heart is under significantly less strain, you will naturally start to feel more charged, not just rested. This isn't a jittery, caffeinated energy. It's a deep, foundational vitality. You may find you have more motivation to move, to take that walk, to engage in a hobby, or to connect with friends and family. That is your physiology directly telling you that true recovery is happening. This improved energy is a cornerstone of mental health care, as it combats the apathy and low mood that can stem from chronic fatigue. Over the next few weeks, if you are someone who tracks your blood pressure or blood sugar, you might notice tangible improvements there too. You may see more consistent readings and fewer unexplained spikes. That's not magic. It's the direct result of lower overnight stress on your entire cardiovascular system and improved metabolic regulation, all thanks to better sleep posture and superior nutrient timing. And if you are actively doing any form of resistance training, even with light weights or resistance bands, this is when it gets truly exciting. You may begin to recover much faster between your sessions, feel tangibly stronger during your workouts, and notice your balance or posture improving. This happens because the new muscle you are working so hard to build during the day is being quietly stripped away and cannibalized by your body each night. Remember, none of this happens in a single night. It's a process of accumulation. But within 2 to 4 weeks, many people start to truly feel it. Within 8 to 12 weeks, they can often measure it in their biometrics. And in 6 months or more, the difference in their strength, their independence, and their overall vitality is something you don't just feel. You see it in the mirror and in the newfound confidence with which you move through the world. Knowledge, as the old saying goes, is power, but it is a latent power, one that is only unlocked when you choose to use it. You now possess the critical understanding of how your body's position during sleep and your nutrition before bed can silently but profoundly shape your heart health, your physical strength, and ultimately, your long-term independence. But the real victory isn't in the knowing. It's in the doing. The ultimate win is making this nightly recovery ritual so automatic, so ingrained, that it works for you night after night, without conscious effort or debate. The key to achieving this is to stop treating it like another new habit you have to force yourself to adopt, and to start treating it as a non-negotiable part of your core identity. You are no longer someone trying to sleep better or trying to get healthier. From this day forward, you are someone who fundamentally values strength, heart health, and long-term independence. And people with those values don't leave their recovery to chance. They engineer it with intention. So how do you make this new identity and its corresponding action stick? The science of habit formation provides a clear roadmap. The most effective strategy is to anchor your new ritual to something you already do, a solid, pre-existing habit that happens every single night without fail. For most people, the perfect anchor is brushing your teeth. This is an action you perform automatically. Therefore, you will create a physical and mental link to this existing habit. Keep your casein protein powder and a shaker bottle right next to your toothbrush and toothpaste. That way, the moment you are done with your dental hygiene, you are already halfway to supporting your overnight recovery. The visual cue is powerful, and the proximity removes any friction. Setting a simple, gentle reminder on your phone, or placing a small sticky note on your bathroom mirror that says "Fuel your recovery," can also be incredibly helpful. This isn't because you'll need it forever, but because in the early days of building any new neural pathway, consistency is far more important than willpower. A simple, friendly nudge is all it takes to build the initial momentum. Furthermore, it is essential to make this new routine feel good. This is not a punishment or a medical chore. It is an act of profound self-care. Choose a protein flavor you actually enjoy: chocolate, vanilla, or unflavored, to mix into a calming chamomile tea. Don't just quickly gulp it down. Sip it slowly. Let it become a cherished part of your wind-down ritual, not just another task to check off your list. This is a moment of protection, a quiet act of care that will echo through every cell in your body while you sleep, repairing and fortifying your future. Taking care of your mental health is just as important as your physical health, and this simple act can become a meditative practice, signaling to your mind and body that the day is done and it is time for deep restoration. And if you ever feel the temptation to skip it, to say, "I'm too tired tonight," take a moment to engage in a powerful visualization exercise. Picture the version of you 10 years from now. See yourself stronger, standing tall, walking independently and with confidence. Imagine yourself easily carrying groceries, playing with grandchildren on the floor, or traveling without worry. That future you isn't an accident. That future you is not a product of luck. It is the direct result of thousands of small, high-leverage choices made over time, just like this one. Public data consistently shows that loss of muscle mass, or sarcopenia, is a leading cause of falls, fractures, and the subsequent loss of independence in the elderly. This nightly ritual is your single most effective secret weapon in that fight. It's an investment in a future where you are in control. Because in the end, true longevity isn't just about adding more years to your life. It's about adding more life, more vitality, and more joy to those years. It's about moving through your 70s, 80 seconds, and even your 90s with power, clarity, and presence, not with fear, frailty, or decline. So tonight, when you get ready for bed, lie on your left side. Take your casein. Sleep like someone who is actively and intelligently investing in their future. You are not just surviving. You are preparing to thrive. And when you wake up tomorrow feeling just a little bit stronger, a little steadier, and a little more vibrantly alive, you'll know exactly why. This is no fluff, no hype, just science-backed recovery, built right into your bedtime routine.